Howdy, Possum Patty here, and I'm working on my I Heart Dollar Tree 10 items for $10 Valentine's Day Journal Challenge. It's a beautiful snowy day in February today. And I thought I'd make one last video to finish up this journal, but it looks like that's not gonna happen because I had this item and I got this in a giveaway from the Craft Hog, and I wanted to use it in the journal because the little seat looks like a heart. But I can't use it because it's not one of my 10 items unless I use it like a stencil or a stamp. So what I did was I did some experimenting today, and I got out my old Gelli plate. Now I haven't used this in a long time, but I was reminded of my Gelli plate because a bunch of people are doing February Gelli and making painty papers. And I said, oh, I have a Gelli plate. Maybe somehow I can use a Gelli plate and this little chipboard bicycle to make some painty papers for the journal. And this way I'd still stay within the rules. So I have a brayer and I have some acrylic paints. So the first thing I did was put some acrylic paint on the Gelli plate. And then I tried different ways of using this, pressing it onto the Gelli plate and trying to print the papers. But it seemed to come out better by just getting the paint on this and then pressing this directly onto the paper. So that seemed to work the best. So I did a bunch of those just by spreading the paint on the Gelli plate, pressing this down, and then putting it on the paper. So I got a bunch of fun bicycle prints with the little heart seat. But of course, now I had paint all over my Gelli plate, and I wanted to use it up. So I got out the heart stencil, and I tried different ways of printing the hearts. There's some blue hearts on some pink paper. They came out pretty good. And this page is just experimenting with different things. And I'm going to show you, I already put some in the journal. And this is on some plain white paper. And I just was grabbing bits and pieces and scraps. And there goes my clock. I have a birdie clock. And printing it right on the paper. So I just made a pile of them different ways like that. And then I'm using them now in the final signature, the third and final signature in my journal. So I'm just going to share a few pages with you that I did, and I'll probably then have to finish this up tomorrow. So I had already shared this page in a previous video, but I said I had to make something for the pocket. So there you have it. I used my Gelli print of the bicycle, and I have a Gelli print in the background and across the top of the blue hearts. Now I use the thicker paper from the notebook pad of paper. It was the first sheet, like the title sheet, so a little bit thicker, and I sewed around the edges with a zigzag stitch. And again, I have my Gelli print first, and then I have some journaling pages. I have painted the paper with some pink acrylic paint. This is my studio acrylic craft paint. I don't know where it comes from. Somebody gave that to me. And then for the top, I use this crepe paper that I got from the gift bag handles, and I made some little beads. I have tons of tiny scraps of paper from making this journal, and all I did was just sort of rip a little section like this, and then I took a bunch of it and I rolled it up. Well, first I put Mod Podge all over the front and the back, and then I rolled it up like on the handle of a paintbrush or something. So the Mod Podge made it stick to itself, and then I just slid it off and let it dry. After it was dry, I threaded onto this piece of crepe paper. So these are my little handmade paper beads on the little handle of my journaling card. So that's one thing I worked on after I did my Gelli printing. Put it back in the pocket there. Another project I did today was making these 2 tags to go in this folded junk journal envelope pocket, but I had to make that junk journal out of notebook paper. And this is some cardboard. I had cut a large heart out of the backing for the paper doilies that I bought, and I decided to change it into 2 tags. And I used a chipboard tag as a tracer, and I used my crocodile to make the little eyelets, and I made one blue and one pink with journaling space on the back. And there's really 4 pockets in this envelope, but I just made 2 tags for now. Slip them inside. And another project I did today was to make this little book to put behind the belly band. And I added one of the sparkly buttons to the belly band, give it a little bit more bling. And added a little bling along the edge of this little book I made. So here's one of my prints from the Gelli plate, and on this one I had put the bicycle down on the Gelli plate to get it all inked up, and then when I lifted it I put a paper down and printed it that way, so it's kind of like a reverse print. And I just have some pages inside, and then on the back this was a another one of the reverse prints where first I took off the paper with the blue hearts, and then I would lift off the stencil and rub the paper on again and get the reverse print. So I made this fun little book with reverse prints this time. And all these were already done. Oh, I made another one, not this page. I did one of those cross-legged pockets, but I put 2 of the felt hearts at the top. And the journaling cards also have the felt heart at the top. And I used a white pen to go around to make it look like stitching. So this is one of those cross-legged pockets with a little journaling card on each. And there's tons of videos on how to make all these fun pockets. A lot of them are at Pam at the Paper Outpost. Some of my faux washi tape with a little bird stamp in the corner. And across the bottom, I put some of this crepe paper from the handles of the gift bags. And then I put a ripped piece of pink paper, and then I put glitter on top of that. That was a really fun page to work on too. So I've got to finish this journaling card in here, and that leaves me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more pages to go. So 6 more pages to go, and I'll probably come up with 6 more different ideas, or at least 5 more ideas, I guess. And I will finish that up. So thanks for coming along today. And don't forget, it's February Gelli. Happy jelly printing. Bye-bye now.